good morning in sunny Cardiff. I'm sat with Wasim Badami now. He has been one of the star guests on the shows with Muslim charities honouring our mothers, and he's also a star journalist from Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum, Wasim.
Walaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And yourself, how are you this morning?
Alhamdulillah.
First of all, I want to go back to your work in Pakistan. From yesterday, I could see how popular you were. Everybody in that room knew who you were. So you're a journalist, you're a news anchor, you're a man of a lot of talents, it seems.
Alhamdulillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. God has been kind. Yeah, around the year what I do is I host a current affairs show. It's like 4 days a week. But in the month of Ramadan, I host a marathon transmission daily. It's like about 10 hours a day on an average for the whole month of Ramadan. So then I do sports shows as well. So it's a kind of diversified thing. But yes, God has been kind, Alhamdulillah. In Pakistan, we have a problem. There is a lot of duplication of work. So there is one particular sector in which 100 organizations are working, and there are few sectors which are just overlooked. No one is working there. So I believe, and I saw that they are working in those sectors which are normally overlooked, in those areas which are also normally overlooked. So that was the basic idea, and that's about it. That's what brings me here.
You just reminded me of one of the comments somebody said was people in Pakistan, they often give to their families and the poor people within their own villages. And when asked, like, why should we give to Muslim charity? It's because those are the people who no one reaches, no one actually gets to them. And why is it important, do you think, for mothers, people who come to these events, a lot of them are mothers, and this event is about honouring our mothers. Why do you think it's important, like honouring our mothers? Why is that significant?
Yeah, first of all, mother, obviously we all know it's the most sacred relationship. And secondly, I just feel the right of a mother to give birth to her child in a proper hygienic manner. This is the very basic right. One should not be deprived of this very basic right. The right of a child to come in this world in a healthy and hygienic condition. This is the very basic right. One should not be deprived of this basic right, at least. So, honoring our mothers, a healthy mother, like physically and medically also, will only give birth to a healthy society and a healthy kid, and it will go on like this. So I think this is the very basic thing. If mothers are deprived of this very basic right, then what are we talking about? People in Pakistan know what I am talking about. We have cases like mothers giving birth to their kids in the washrooms of hospitals, in the stairs of hospitals, because they don't have enough money to get registered. In one bed there are like 4 kids being treated at the same time. So obviously things are not very good. So these were the things which really convinced me to work about it.
We're off to Nottingham.
We've just arrived in Nottingham after a 180-mile journey from Cardiff. This is the 4th night of the 10-city tour. We started off in Rochdale, drove all the way down to London for the second event, and the third event was in Cardiff last night. And after a 3.5-hour journey, we finally arrived in Nottingham, and we're on our way to the hotel at the moment where we're going to stay. And the event kicks off later on this evening. One of the really beautiful aspects of this tour is the fact that with Muslim Charity we're a very small team, and it's that small team of volunteers and our staff members who really put off these events, in a wonderful manner that we do it. And traveling around in a small team, everyone gets to gel with each other. It also means, unfortunately, because Muslim Charity doesn't have a huge number of staff or employees, it means there's a lot of focus and a lot of burden on our volunteers, and everyone involved in putting up these events is multitasking, doing lots of different things. It's very tiring. Last few nights we've probably been getting in the region of 4 to 5 hours of sleep, because it's not just setting up before the events, it's delivering the events, and afterwards there's a lot of processing and various other aspects of winding down and finalizing things after the event. So it's very tiring, but the volunteers in our small team are very well gelled. It's enjoyable, especially like you've seen when we travel from city to city, stopping at service stations, trying to keep motivations and spirits high. It's a really interesting experience, and I think the backbone and the backbone of putting these events together and making them a remarkable success that they are our volunteers.
And with Nottingham being the hometown of Muslim charity, we had high expectation from tonight's event. We're now in Nottingham, where everything is now set up. I've changed my clothes, we're ready, the sound is good, the people are starting to arrive. And I'm here with Sister Christiane Baka, who's been to Pakistan, who's witnessed with her very own eyes the mothers and the daughters that have been affected by some of the issues that hopefully we're going to be raising awareness about tonight, and also raising vital funds. Assalamu alaikum, Sister.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you very much.
Barakatuh.
Thank you very much for being here and being
It's a
interviewed
great
by
pleasure.
us.
Yes, it's a great pleasure. It's wonderful to see you here as well.
Thank you very much. How are you, first of all?
Fine, alhamdulillah, really good.
And you've travelled
Happy
from
to
London.
be here. Yes, I came from London. Very easy journey, and I'm very happy to be involved in this honouring our mothers tour, at least in Nottingham, because I went out to Pakistan and I've met not only the poor people who are the recipients of the funds that we're raising, but also some of the people behind the scenes who are working, who are giving their lives, who are 24-hour, say some of the doctors, they live in the hospitals we visited, and again, some of those, the dedication of the people, they do it because they believe in it, they're passionate, they give their life. One doctor of blood transfusions, he works for free in the children's hospital, and this is a hospital, this is meant to be the best children's hospital, certainly in Lahore, if not in Pakistan. It's a government hospital. It has about 250 beds, but 1,000 patients. That means about 4 babies share one bed. Can you imagine? We can't imagine such a thing living here in England. 4 babies. Imagine that, if one is ill, the other 4 get the same illness, and then the whole room is packed with all these babies, and cross contamination, etc., is a very big problem. Now, the doctor who's in charge of blood transfusions and who also teaches blood transfusions, he works for free. He completely works for free, and he teaches for free, and he is, also in terms of science, he brings it forward and so on. Then in one of the other hospitals, we met also a doctor, this was also in Lahore, who lives on the premises. He's available 24/7, all the time. This is a gyno hospital, and the mothers and children who go there are mainly affected. They have gastro problems because the water is not clean, and again, all the women's health, the birthing and all of that. And, they're being looked after, again, by very dedicated staff. Doctor lives on the ground, the nurses keep coming in and sort of changing around, but after like an 8-hour day, the nurse went to the riverside community, to the nomadic community, and teaches them the birthing and so on. So they do more than just their normal day job. And this is all, jobs for the sake of Allah. And they do need support, they need equipment, and it goes very, very far. So every little drop that we spend goes so far in helping the destitute, the poorest of the poor,
Tell me about what this is.
This is an Instagram frame basically, and it's just to show awareness regarding the maternal health and child health. So we want people to come along and take a picture with this, and every time they take a selfie in an Instagram frame or any social media frame, the picture goes and the message goes across to all around the world, and people see it and then think, you know what, we need to raise more awareness and share this pictures with others.
Let's get me in it then. This is me raising awareness. Everybody, get onto your social media and Instagram, Muslim Charity. And of course, Islam Channel are on Instagram, on Twitter and on Facebook. So find us as well. Inshallah. Well, I'll let you guys get on with it, and I know I'm just getting in your way, but things are coming along well. I'm looking forward to tonight in Nottingham.
I'm looking forward to as well, and they've got wonderful people, wonderful volunteers helping us today, and inshallah we're going to make it into a big success.
Honouring our mothers. What does that mean for you?
We all know that obviously the Quran says paradise is at the feet of the mothers. And, but if the mother is just struggling and feels like she's in hell, well, let's try and make it a little bit easier also in this life. So, and that means give her dignity, give her support.
It means a lot to me because I lost my mum to cancer a few months back. And obviously, the next closest thing I have is my mother-in-law here. So obviously, our mothers are obviously, very important. So this means a lot to me. I made sure I turned up for this.
And you're a mother yourself as well. So you can relate to some of the women that, you'll be hearing about later on in the day.
Definitely. Yes, I'm a mother myself. I have 5 children myself, so obviously I can understand what it's like to become, be a mom and the struggles we go through as mothers.
So supporting the mother is key, is essential. If the mother is healthy, she can bring up her child very well. And as you know, when you teach one child, you teach a nation. You build a nation.
It's been pretty good, frankly. I've been here for the first time, and the love here shown by brothers, sisters, by friends, it's been a very good experience. I earlier had heard a lot about Nottingham, and basically we are here for Muslim charity, and Muslim charity's hometown is Nottingham. So the very much response we expected from home crowd is what we are witnessing. Yeah.
What do you think is important for like children and sort of teenagers to come to these events?
So I think it's good that we're actually learning about these stuff, because obviously when we're older it's going to be our responsibility as well to look after these people.
Why is honouring our mothers important for Nottingham?
Well, for Nottingham, it's a hard one really. For me personally, because my mother's actually from Nottingham. So I just feel like honouring my mother is really important, because obviously she's done so much for me. It's actually unbelievable how much she's done for me. And sometimes I actually feel quite guilty because my mother's done so much for me, and obviously you need to give back to your mother what she's done to you.
And through these events you can do a little bit to give back, can't you? How many children on average in Pakistan die at childbirth every day? What do you think?
Is it 80 a day?
Shall I give you the actual answer?
Okay.
It's actually 550 babies die in Pakistan every day at childbirth. What do you make of that?
It's sad.
It's sad, isn't
Yeah, you just really need to help them.
How can you help them, Hassan?
Just give them the money to give them the needs, like the machines and all that.
Could you imagine that kind of stuff happening in the UK?
Yeah, it would be a really bad place if it was happening. Yeah.
With amazing support from the audience and Sham Nasheed Group captivating guests with their performance, they invited children to join them on stage for the final Nasheed of the evening.
जब न माबूदो बंदे में पर्दा रहा, जब न माबूदो बंदे में पर्दा रहा, तब मलाइक ने हजरत से झुक कर कहा, तब मलाइक ने हजरत से झुक कर कहा, सारी मखलूक में हक नुमा तू ही तो अल्लाह Allah
last night here in Nottingham. We've been to London, we've been to Cardiff. We're in Nottingham right now. However, Muslim Charity will continue on in their 10-day tour. They'll be in Luton, they'll be in Manchester, in Newcastle, in Glasgow, and they'll have a grand finale in Edinburgh. It's been a fantastic couple of days here we spent with Muslim Charity and their audience and their guests for such a wonderful and really important cause, honouring our mothers. And I can't imagine anyone closer to us than our mother. And it's a subject we can all relate to. And it's really important for those mothers in Pakistan, in rural Bangladesh, in India, in Somalia. It's getting really cold now, so I think it's time for me to say goodbye. My name is Rukia Khatun for Islam Channel, and this is your event. Assalamu alaikum.
Allah, Allah, Allah.